Yo, welcome to Realtor Diaries. Hey, I am going to show you the secret to my success, which is science, data, tracking, engineering. And that's what it's all about, man. Opinions are subjective, numbers are reality, right? I wanted to find the best times of day to call. I wanted to find out if I changed something, if it changed the results. I wanted to find the best conversion language to use. And the only way to do that is to track your information. So I'm going to run you through my spreadsheet and just give you a quick tutorial of what it's all about, because I want you to know this is the ultimate science experiment that I've ever done. And I love this kind of stuff. And so I just want you to know that this information is not bullshit. It is so damn accurate, tracked, cross-checked, coached. It's intense. So enjoy this little video of a little basic tutorial of the science behind the cold calls. All right, check it out. So this is the ultimate spreadsheet of awesomeness. Okay, so this is my 8 weeks of boot camp, if you will, of figuring this stuff out. Okay, you have no freaking idea what it took to be able to get this information and data points and everything. If you want this spreadsheet and you want some help with this, give me a holler and I'll be able to help out. I offer some coaching and different things and get you going. But how are you going to know what's working and what's not working if you don't track it, man? I've got a background in bodybuilding. I did for a year or so. Let me turn this down for a minute. And sorry, I jam out to dubstep, EDM. Where you at? Okay. So if you look at this information, I'm just going to show you what I'm tracking. So appointments, okay, per calling session. So for instance, let me back up here. So I have a daily input sheet. You guys are going to freak. Check this out. How many calls, how many people were actually picked up and I had some sort of dialogue with, how many of those turned into a lead? So people that wanted to stay in touch, or I felt like I should stay in touch with them. So of the people that picked up, how many of them turned into a lead? And of those people that picked up and turned into a lead, how many of them turned into an appointment? How many voicemails were dropped? I'm trying to track emails that I'm sending, but honestly, I don't really care right now. Dial time, so how long I called, how much talk time was in there, and then it percentages all those things, okay? Talk time, everything I just listed is percentaged out. So of the calls, how many contacts? Well, 12%. Of the contacts, how many leads? Or of the calls, how many leads? Contacts, how many leads of those did I convert? 30%. How many appointments? 0%. Voicemails, 30%. Okay. And then here's the one that I could not find anywhere else, and I designed, is where it'll show you what time of day you called, and then it transports this data into those time slots so that over time you can start seeing what percentages are the best during different times of day. So, for instance, maybe you get a lot of contacts during a certain time, but how many of those are converting to leads during that time? And of those leads, how many people are turning into appointments? You might get a lot of contacts, but not a lot of appointments. That's not what we want. In fact, if we could have less contacts and more appointments, that'd be best, right? So these are all my sessions, all the way tracked during that 7-week boot camp, 8-week boot camp period. Honestly, the 8th week, I was getting such good results that I'm just like, screw it, because I figured out all of the information I needed from this information, okay? I cannot even begin to describe to you all of this crap that I put together. Check this out. So let's go here. Contacts. So this is the different times of day, percentage-wise, that people are picking up the phone the most. It's color coordinated to kind of like a heat map. So the highest percentage of people picking up looks like in this area right here. Okay. And then it drops here. So if people aren't picking up, then I don't want to call them. But how many times am I converting those into leads during the day? Well, it looks like my highest lead conversion is at 3:30 p.m. and right around this area, which most people would tell you not to call. But it's not much different than this time of day, 11 to 1, right around here. And then it starts dropping off around here, okay? And then we look at appointments, right? Oh, this one's not. Well, it is heat map, but it's not doing it right. Anyways, it looks like 3%, 2%, 2%, 1%, 3%, 3%, 3%, and then it drops, right? And it kind of picks up, and then it really picks up right here. Interesting. So then all of this information is easily transposed over here. How many calls, how many contacts for the week. Right? So it gets all that information grouped in a query, which is a whole nother topic of how to do that. But I'm not gonna tell you how to do this crap. You can just shoot me an email if you want this, and I can do some coaching for you. Yes, it's going to cost you a few bucks, but it's nothing crazy, and I'll get you up to speed. Okay, dear God, you have no idea how many late nights and crazy stuff I had to do to get this information. Nobody else had it. I had to figure it out, and I wanted it. So if we look here, this graph kind of shows it pretty well. Contacts. So that was the first week, second week, third week. So I'm getting more contacts. Okay. So I'm figuring out better times to call. And then appointments. Okay. Appointments were doing good. So this is kind of the changes. Let's go to this one. This is the actual. So this is like changes per week. Like it went up this week per the average, and then it went down this week per the average. So the ongoing average versus the result of that week is over here. And this is just the static numbers of what happened. So I had a 4% lead conversion there, 3%, 4%, 0, 2%, about 2%, and then it jumped up to 6% here. Now check this out. Average talk time was here, then it went here, then it went here, then it went here. Now, I'm not going to analyze all of this for you right now, but if you have this for yourself, you're going to be able to tell what you're doing good and what you're doing bad and better times of the day to call for you and your environment and what you're trying to do. This one here is contacts. Now check this out. My talk time went down. So right around here is when I discovered, about the 5th week, I discovered that I was making, I really just discovered the secrets to making this happen. And I started getting less leads, okay, less people saying, yeah, let's keep in touch, whatever. So way less. But my appointments, okay, now it's a little dip here, but about the same, 2% roughly. But it started just fucking skyrocketing. So less leads, less talk time, less contacts. Where's the contacts? 12%. About the same, but even less contacts right here. It starts dipping down. So less contacts, less talk time, less, bullshit leads, and just freaking appointments. You know what I mean? And that's amazing because that means something changed, right? And I'll show you everything of what changed. It's very specific, actually. And it started upticking. I started realizing what was working and what wasn't. And I applied it, and I was like blown away. It was just, I hop on the phone and boom, I get appointments. And it's because I made some adjustments, okay? And I had to go through this experience to realize what was going on. I recorded all of my calls. I went back and looked at different things. Long story short, the reason why I was getting decent, 4%, almost 4%, almost 5%, and then it dropped, and then it kind of got up, was because man, I'd love to get into it, but there was just some stuff that I was doing early on that if I would have known how to kind of come in the nice little middle of what I was trying here, then I would have got even better results this whole time. But I had to go through that to learn. And so I went in the middle of my processes that changed dramatically from here to here. And I went right in the middle of what I was doing psychologically, tonality, you name it, and everything changed. So less talk time, less calls, less contacts, less leads that are junk, and everything just turns into appointments now. That is freaking money. Check this out. So this is appointments during the times of day. So this groups everything together. So it's got contacts during the day. So if you look here, it kind of grows here. More people are picking up the phone here. More people are picking up the phone at this times. And then leads, right? So I'm getting lots of leads around here, and that's great. But I want appointments. Well, check this out. 5%. Is that a secret? No. I just didn't have a lot of data right here, and it just seems that I'm getting a few appointments right there. Maybe that's something to be looked at. Maybe not. Obviously, it's working. So it's not a bad idea to call past 8:30, folks. Okay. You can't call past 9. But anyways, check this out. The reason why this is important, 3%, right? 3%, 3%. A little drop there, right at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay. 2%. Why is that important? Well, if I'm calling during these times, it's going to take me twice as long, if not 3 times as long. So 3 hours versus 1 hour, or 1 hour here equals 3 hours of work over here. So screw that. I'm just going to call right here, and I just gained 3 hours back in my schedule. You see what I'm saying? This one signifies talk time ratio, different things, and that's a little bit too deep to get into. But long story short, that's what it's all about. And then this maps the data of appointment percentage, okay, throughout the day, and what days are, what times a day is bringing me the best. So it's just transposing the data in a more visual way. Contacts on average, when people are picking up more and talking to me, and then leads, right? Which ones are just leads versus appointments? If I'm just getting leads and no appointments, screw that. It's literally not the biggest waste, but it's a big waste of time. I want appointments and less leads and less contacts, okay? So the lower these ones and the higher this one, that's what it's all about, baby. And so, I'd love to show you exactly all the different things I changed up and why this uptick and the continued uptick after that started happening. And it's pretty incredible stuff. So I just want to show you that this stuff is incredibly scientific. It has been scientific from the start. And this is not a joke. This is the most realest shit you could possibly do for this kind of stuff. People thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy. But once the data started showing me some very interesting results of things I was trying, I started realizing what works, what doesn't work, and it's not an opinion, it's reality. So that's that. Hope you enjoy. Check out the rest of the videos to find out the secrets to getting closer to these numbers right here. Hey, big guy. Hey, big girl. I know you want to hit that like button, and I know you want to subscribe and hit the bell, because you don't want to miss out on any information. You don't want to miss out on perfecting your craft, because you want to be the best damn real estate agent in your marketplace. Don't ya? Me too.